Hello? I think this thing is on. To anybody out there that might be hearing my voice, greetings and salutations. Welcome in, welcome in. My name is Endair. I am a student at Strixhaven, and this game... Recently, my boss over at Sloppy Yoja's told me I needed to take a break. He said I needed to relax a little bit, so I found a few minutes while in the Sultan's palace to be able to, get away from my friends, settle down, and have a couple minutes to myself between tinkerings and building stuff. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to take the opportunity. I don't have any of my tools. I don't have any of my, anything that I need to be doing. I don't have anything that I need to be cooking. So why not? Let's take a minute, make some stuff, and see what this game has to do. Slow down. Time to yourself in this economy. Exactly. But I have been going so fast and so hard, that if I don't take a little bit of time to myself, I'm going to burn myself out. At least that's what one of my coworkers are saying. We call her Kitchen Mom. We call her Kitchen Mom because, well, that's the interesting thing about her. She's... How do I word this? She's a Luxodon. Her name is Benita. Benita Ashram. She's a second year, and she's basically the mom of the entire kitchen. She's the type of person that you walk into the room, she walks into the room, she's got a great sword on her back, and she just makes everybody feel safe, right? But she's always the first one to notice when something's wrong with you. I don't know if she can tell if your whiskers are twitching the wrong way. I don't know if she just has that crazy insight. But this woman walks in the room and she instantly knows if you're not having a good day or if something's going on with you or what have you. But let's go ahead and let's take a look and see what this particular game has to offer. Let's see. Man, this controller that Frank gave me is weird. Here we go. Alright, new save, let's go. Already, I'm loving the art. I love her aesthetic. The whole red hood and all that. The fact that she's got a spatula, absolutely loving it thus far. The style, her style is great. Not sure about everything having a smile and a face and being happy. I mean, look at that chicken in the background. That chicken looks way too happy for what I'm going to do to it. Exactly. Thank you. Croc-var. Finally. Almost home. Now, where's that letter I got from Mom and Popskin? Man, it must be nice getting a letter from your parents. Mine are way too busy all the time. You know what? When I get back to Strixhaven, I've got to check the chest and see if my parents have sent me anything. Dearest darling Palm, we hope you're taking care of yourselves wherever you are. We're preparing ourselves for our own journey. A last adventure in the mortal realm. That doesn't sound good. It sounds like they're preparing to meet the Great Mother. If you're able to pop back for a visit, we'd love to see your face one final time before we depart for the heavenly unknown. Your loving parents, Mom and Dad. That does not sound like my parents at all. But then again, oh, hello. Okay, digging the art style. Ha. Okay. And left. Okay, I think it's this button that does it. Yes! Smack the frying pan! Oh, I'm liking this already. This is chickies. Eat spatula, chickies. Oh, hello there, Bragar TSC. How goes, my friend? Welcome in. I hope everything is going well with you, my friend. TSC. Those initials sound familiar. Where have I heard that? It goes well. I got to sleep soon because of school. Mood. But I wanted to see how you were doing first. Oh, that's much appreciated, my friend. Things are going very well. Right now, I'm in the middle of a school trip. We are currently in the middle of a desert. Oddly enough, we're in the middle of a sultan's palace at the moment, which is absolutely insane, given that as soon as we docked in port, the Sultan decided to pop by and just take us immediately to the palace, which is very interesting. But I hope your schooling is going well. Schooling on my side is additionally going as well. We're in the middle of a field trip, and what are those? Haha! You're not enough for my frying pan, though. Some people will call it a drying pan. I don't understand why, though. Ooh, lots of barrels. Barrels should mean goodies. And I love my goodies. Okay, so far I haven't gotten anything. Map, okay. Okay, so this is the button for inventory. A drying pan, you say? Will there be jelly-filled donuts? You know, it's been a while since I have actively made some jelly-filled donuts. I might have to make those for, I think Iapetus might enjoy those. I'm gonna have to try them eventually. Not sure who Bob is. Maybe, oh, I get it. You're one of those people that give everybody a nickname, right? Ah, you're like Belky, I get it. You're the type that gives everybody a nickname. You know, if you want to call me Bob, you can call me Bob. My name's Endair. Bob's your uncle, indeed. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Bloom. How's it going, dude? Yeah. So, it turns out Frank thinks I've been working too hard, so he told me to try this. And given that we have a couple minutes, that we don't have anything to do for like the next couple days since we're at the palace, I decided to, take the opportunity, try this, and see how it is. Also, Zacko Duo, thank you for 55 months at Tier 1. I don't know what that means. But, hey, it played a triumphant music whenever it did it, so it must be quite the accomplishment. Indeed, Discount GM, Frank does know best. He also knows how to destroy an entire city. So there's that. But he is on parole, and he is doing his best to try to reform his ways, so who am I to judge him? He also knows some of the best insults in the multiverse. Just saying. I repeated one of his insults to a giant octopus, and it made that thing so damn mad. I mean, so insanely mad. Like, I saw the look in that thing's eyes, and it shifted. Dearest darling Palm, if you're reading this, it means we've already left. I'm sorry, but our tickets for a trip around the world were really expensive. We couldn't afford to miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Ah! Your nickname is Bob, which is short for Big on Baking. I understand. And you're right, I am very big on baking. I love baking. Remember, folks, cooking is an art form, but baking is a science. Thankfully, I'm good at both things. Sadly, it would be the advertisement said it would be a heavenly experience we've never seen before places in this mortal realm. We'll be back soon. In the meantime, please take care of our restaurant for us. Your loving parents, Mom and Dad. You're joking, right? Also, where's the furniture? Did you sell all the furniture before you left on your trip? Oh, these parents of mine are going to kill me. They are going to kill me someday. Why am I not surprised? I really shouldn't be. The trip must have been exhausting. Why don't you get some rest and we'll talk in the morning? Exactly! Food fights are a martial art, especially depending on who you hit with what. Ah, Vegeta Rules 9001, hello! Greetings. Greetings and salutations and welcome in. My name is Endair. I am a student at Strixhaven University for all kinds of magic. Currently, I'm on a field trip, so I decided to take a couple minutes and just rest and relax and enjoy this new game that my boss told me to play. Oh, to the bedroom, you say? You know, it's a little bit of a modest bedroom, but I can make it work. Okay. Sort bag, grab stack, grab one, grab half, shift stack, transfer all. Okay, I can make it work. Gotta hold down a button, okay. I suppose I can deal with it tomorrow. That is a dangerous mindset that you've got there, Palm. Hey, quest completed. What a beautiful morning. What's Strixhaven like? Ooh. Well, it is one of the biggest melting pots of locations that I have ever seen. You've got the brightest minds from all across the multiverse that come together to attempt to learn the magical arts. And then you've got people like me that don't exactly have much of a magical bone in their body anymore. And I'm still able to hold my own against some of the smarter people around Strixhaven. In a recent exam, we had a big exam recently, and I scored the top out of all of my friends, so that's a thing. Strixhaven is very interesting. There's a lot of secrets, there's a lot of people to meet, there's a lot of places to go. And of course, I had to get a job as far off campus as I can possibly get, to the point that I have to as far as I could get. Pot. I thought it was a campsite. No. Goldblum, a melting pot is a figurative term to where a number of different cultures come together and mix together. It's kind of like in cooking where you bring a pot to boil and then you add various ingredients into it to melt things down and to combine everything. Frank recommended this game to you. I didn't take him for an indie gamer. Neither did I. I did not take him for a gamer either, but there's a lot of things about Frank that we didn't know. For all I know, Benita told him about it. Or maybe Yavinesh. What a beautiful morning. Wait. Oh, wait, right. I'm back in Pale. Ooh. I feel that sometimes. Have a great dream, think that you're a different place, and then all of a sudden you wake back up where you are. Oh, that's a mood. Biscotti must be waiting for me. I should go find her. I love the name. I love the name scheming of this game so far. The load times are very interesting and very fast. I will give it credit. I have a garden where I grow crops for several clients and towns. I'm usually very busy. I hope you slept well. It's nice to lay on a proper bed after months on the road. Ah, you're one of those adventurers. The type that likes to have a bedroll on the ground and being able to stare up at the stars. I gotcha. I do quite a lot of things in town, You said you were taking care of the restaurant. How'd that happen? Well, your parents really wanted to go on their trip and told me to watch over it until you were back. They knew what they were doing with that letter. I would have had it redecorated, but there's something really inspiring about the empty space. So you left it empty for me to deal with. Thank you. Thank you oh so much. I so greatly appreciate it. But then again, it gives me a chance to take my artistic talents to it. It became a really special place for us, didn't it? And the rest of the town loved it too. Yeah, it's a shame it's closed now. I got a feeling it's not going to be closed for very long, especially if they sold all the furniture to be able to go. Why don't you reopen the restaurant? What? Take over my parents' business? I don't know about that. Personally, my father would love if I got into the family business. He says I got the charisma for it, but I don't know. I'm more hands-on than he is. Don't worry, you won't be alone. I can help too. Oh, alright. I'll be relying on you then. Of course you will. Now, will you be renaming the restaurant? No, I think we should keep it as is. The Potato Palace is a good name. Everyone in town knows it. The Potato Palace. That's your name. Okay, we know what the primary ingredient is for a lot of the dishes is here. Next, we need to set up the restaurant. Yeah, I think I need more furniture, and recipes, and ingredients, and I can see where this is going. One thing at a time. Let's decorate the place with some new furniture. Why don't you visit Alder first? Who is Alder? You're right. He should be able to help. I don't know who Alder is. I guess I have to go to town. Ooh, hello. It's that time of year. Between us, I heard fatty meat is going to be madly popular tomorrow. Best stock up while you can. Okay, and this is the point that we go around and we meet everybody. But thankfully, time is frozen. What's your favorite place to travel? I really want to visit the Mallet Caverns one day. As in the adventure? I thought you were taller. Have you fought an exploconut? I hear they explode in your face. I could say a great many things about things exploding in your face and on about 2 or 3 different fronts, but I'm not gonna comment on that for right now. Ah, Damon V, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Glad to have you. Pull up a chair. Grab a table. The kitchen is being served. And who... Okay, bubble tea shop. Bubble tea. Hey, there's an idea. I wonder if Iapetus would like bubble tea. That does sound like something that Belky would drink too, maybe. Although, Belky might take something harder than bubble tea. Just moved from Atsuki. Are you a PL citizen? Uh-huh. Oh, look at you. Settling down? You know, I have an eligible son. Oh, really now? Why don't you tell me about your son? What does the Ask Endair a Question do? Well, asking me a question, by clicking that, you are able to ask me a question, obviously. So, Registered Anon has redeemed the Ask Me a Question, so you are now able to ask me a question. And I will do my very best to attempt to answer said question. So, my friend, what is your question? While I see about modifying that particular Redeem to require input. There we go. Should be fixed. So, register add-on. You have the stage, my friend. What is your question? So, Endair, at Strixhaven, have you undergone any hallucinogenic situations? I mean, there are plenty of illusionists at Strixhaven. So, any one of them, if they cast a spell on you, they can make you hallucinate. So I would say yes. There have been times where I have been hit by illusion spells. There has been... You know what? This isn't an official school function. You know, I partake now and again. Especially with my dear friend Antimony. Thomas, hello. My name, just for awareness sake, my name is spelled Endair. And I have no idea who Danner Prime is. So I have zero clue if he's aware of me or not. I mean, I imagine that if he likes fine cuisine, he'd eventually be aware of me. Indeed, Blaze of Ice. Cooking game.
May you live long and cook well, friend.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Indeed. May you live long and cook well additionally. And may all your bacon be cooked to perfection every single time. I don't know what those things are. I think Daedalus calls them bits. But thank you for them. They will be greatly useful in my journeys and my adventures forward. That's the brewery. I've heard there's a really good restaurant nearby. I can't wait to try their food. Well, we'll be open before long. Would you like to trade anything? Huh. That's 10,000 gold. Tenderizer. Snack roll. Durian bomb. A Durian bomb. Oh, that gives me some ideas. I think the greatest type of value is emotional value. You can give me all the coins you want, but that still wouldn't trade in for a stuffed teddy from my childhood. Yes, you get it. Money is important. Do not get me wrong, but there are some things that is more important than money. There are some things that are far more important than money. But still, money is very important. Yes, like food. Food is the window to somebody's soul.
What's the worst word in the nuclear plant? Ops.
Yeah, I can see that. You say that, Thomas, but there are not only some people that are able to eat gold, they prefer to eat gold. There is additionally some people that make very fine sheets of gold that you can put onto your food. Indeed, edible gold does exist. Although, from what I understand, it doesn't add anything to the flavor of the dish. It's just there to be there. I don't understand the hoity-toity types sometimes. They just want things as a status symbol. Just add to the bill. Exactly. Buy a bunch of them for like, I don't know, 4 gold coins. And add 20 gold to the bill. True. Although that'd be a waste of a diamond. Unless you're traveling the elemental plane of Earth, always keep some gems in your pocket because a hungry Zorn is a helpful Zorn. You've made quite the name for yourself since you left. Good on you. All grown up, I barely recognize you. You! I want to talk to you. You are adorable. Exactly, Blaze of Ice. You must give diamonds to either a cleric or a druid. Because our buddy Goldblum has been collecting diamonds as of late. That's one thing that I do want to help out with him eventually, is make sure that he has some diamonds. But look at this lad. He's so big and fluffy. Like, he looks like he gives the best hugs. Like, tell me you would not want to be big spooned by this man. $20 flour for 6 ice crystals, 20 leafy greens for tasty spice, tough meat for sweet sap, leafy greens for ice crystals, flaming spice for fish, tomato for cheese, exotic fruits for tentacles, tentacles, 20 eggs for 6 fatty meat. Okay. To be honest, I'm a bit scared of growing old. What if one day I can't walk anymore? Yeah. That's a big fear for a lot of people. Getting old enough and getting to the point where you start losing mobility, especially for a tabaxi. That is a huge fear. Because if you can't run, you can't evade predators. But life is like that, I guess. One day you can do something, the next day that you can't.
Haha, I finally found a way to pay you for all of the treats you gave me at the Blood Bowl. Zymus Mugkai.
Iapetus, my friend! How are you doing? So, Iapetus, greetings and salutations. So, Frank recently gave me this game and told me to try it out. Also, thank you for the 100 corgis. I think that that's an important thing. At least the way the data list talks about it. But I have been learning so much stuff about this game so far. I've learned of the existence of something called bubble tea. You know, Discount GM, there is chairs with wheels upon them. Like little chariots? Absolutely. I've seen some people around Strixhaven that have those. Unfortunately, for at least my tribe, they don't do very well out in the jungle. So you must treasure every day like it's your last. Cliche, I know, but it's true. Also, look at this boy. Look at this boy. He is big and fluffy and adorable. Good. I'm glad that you were able to grab something from the mess hall. I don't know Iapetus, but I'm very eager to learn. Oh, I hear something. Who goes there? Hey! Salus, I'm in here! Come on in!
And there, you got any mints left for my... Oh, guess you're busy doing something.
Yeah, but hey, stop on in. Hang out.
Alright, I can swing by I can settle in for a hot spell.
Yeah, Frank ended up getting me this game. I figured that since we've got a couple minutes in the palace, you know, since we don't have anything right now, and the Sultan doesn't want to see us, I figured that we could at least goof off and have a little bit of fun since I can't work on anything.
Bureaucracy, am I right?
Yeah.
No, let's just invite everyone into my grand palace and then let them sit in the waiting room. But
well,
let's...
At least we didn't have to sit in the waiting room for too long.
That's true. That's true. So what's this here bonus that Frank gave you?
All right. So apparently this is, you know how Daedalus and Iapetus have been tinkering around with the magical network, right?
Uh-huh.
So Frank apparently has been watching what they've been doing, and he thought that I should give it a try as well. So he got this, which is apparently some kind of culinary training experience. It's basically a story about a girl, a young tabaxi lady that in a red hood that runs a restaurant, and he looked at it and then looked at me and then looked at it and then looked at me, and then Benito basically told him to offer it. I don't know, as a bonus or something. I don't know, but I've just started. We've only been going for less than an hour.
Oh, so we're just gonna run around and meet people then?
Yeah, exactly. Apparently, the chef in question is named Palm, and she just got home after being on an adventure for a very long time, and her parents, that she just missed, has gone on a grand adventure and sold all the equipment in her shop. And so now we have to go to the carpenter to be able to get more equipment to refurbish the shop so that we can reopen it.
Wait, hold on. So, your character's parents came in, sold everything that you own so that they could go on an adventure.
The restaurant belongs to the parents. My character has been adventuring for a long time. The parents are getting ready to retire because I think that they're about to go meet the Great Mother and that they're about to pass on to the next world. So they're having one last adventure before they pass on to the next world. They didn't have enough money to be able to afford the great adventure. So they sold everything that was in their shop and called and sent a letter to me to tell me to come meet them. And it turns out that they wanted me to show up so that I could run the shop that has been emptied by them while they're on their adventure.
Alright, that makes a little bit more sense and is significantly less, screw you, child.
I know, right?
Yeah. That, well, thankfully it is a fair bit better.
Let's see, where... 9 to 21. Thankfully, it's 9. This day has stayed at 9 o'clock the entire time I've been here. So that's the smithy. This town appears to have a few merchants and a few vendors going on.
Probably not exactly useful to us right now, what with a magnificent lack of coin.
Exactly, and we need to change that, and unfortunately, I don't think that I can sell magical ink like I normally do.
You have such a racket on that, it's honestly flabbergasting.
Dude, like, with as many wizards as we have around here, it would be silly not to try to shill out as much ink as we can. I mean, look at how much ink Daedalus and Iapetus go through on a weekly basis.
That's true. I mean, especially Daedalus.
Mm-hmm.
Daedalus puts spells in his book like it's his life, like it's the separation between life and death.
And how many times in our time here at Strixhaven has it literally been the separation between life and death?
Exactly.
But at the same time, he's not just putting spells in his own spellbook. I've caught him a number of times putting spells in Iapetus' spellbook as well.
I get that they're related, but I feel like there's some kind of... I may not be a wizard and all that, but I feel like sharing spell books like that could... I don't know, just seems a little weird is all. Like there's some unspoken rule that wizards have against that sort of thing. They're very secretive about their books.
Alright, so I can give a little bit of insight to this because before I came to Strixhaven, I actually tried my hand at being a wizard. The thing about it is, a wizard has to spend so much time, effort, and energy into studying how magic works. And then the reason why a spellbook is like it is, because a wizard has to decipher how the magic works, and then explain it in a way that they themselves can understand how to conceive, practice, and use said magic, which is why it takes a wizard so long to record a spell into their spellbook. They have to figure out how to turn that mumbo-jumbo from somebody else's mumbo-jumbo into their personal mumbo-jumbo. Now, Daedalus and Iapetus, given that they basically have learned how to do magic together at the exact same time, they use the exact same kind of mumbo-jumbo to be able to get the magic to work. So that's why Daedalus is able to scribe spells into Iapetus' spellbook, and Iapetus is able to scribe spells into Daedalus' spellbook, because they're basically talking the same language.
That makes actually a whole heck of a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. It's like you writing a letter in Draconic, so that only people that know Draconic can be able to read it. And they both know the language.
Interesting. So in a way, it's almost like translating work.
Exactly. That's half of the work. So, a wizard has to... When a wizard goes to transcribe a spell into their spellbook, it takes into two different factors. One, they have to basically translate from one language into another. And every wizard has their own different languages. Like, back before I came to Strixhaven, I once knew a guy who his entire spellbook was nothing but dirty limericks. And no, before you ask, that wasn't my spellbook.
I wasn't saying anything.
You were thinking it. I don't need a detect magic. I don't need a detect thought spell to know it. So, and then the second part of it is after a wizard translates the spell from somebody else's spell language over to your spell language, they also have to figure out what kind of spell components is needed to be able to make the spell actually function, because that can sometimes vary from wizard to wizard. And on top of that, you need the magical ink there as well. So, and sometimes the spell focus that you try to use to cast a spell is consumed in that process. That's why a wizard, whenever you try to cast spells, takes so much gold to be able to transcribe a spell. Because you're burning up so many spell components, you're burning up so much time trying to translate their mumbo jumbo into your mumbo jumbo, and at the same time, you've also got that ink which has to be magically crafted, created, and perfected in order to be able to work the spell into the spell book. Eventually, I learned that this is just way too much for me. I sold my spell book, and I just went the way of tinkering and putting runes on things, because working runes is so much simpler than trying to manage a spell book, especially when you try to create your own spells.
I can attest to that.
Exactly.
Oh, where'd you come from?
Oh, hi. You guys just left the door open, so I decided to walk in. I've been here since 5 minutes ago.
Damn. Speak up next time.
Also, you have to look at the ceiling sometimes, because sometimes he likes to walk in on the ceiling.
That is true. These are my ways.
People don't look up, which is... You learn to look up, especially when you're in a jungle with jungle predators.
Yeah,
And
try
also, I was going to say also when you can't trust owls.
Fair.
And also when you're exploring I can tell you at least 3 different variations on falling spike traps from the ceiling. Looking up is a prerequisite.
Ho ho ho! Look at this boy!
I can't look him in the eyes.
You know, now that you mentioned traps, I just thought of something. We should probably patrol the sewers around the Hoblin Goblin's base, if only just so we can get more free grenades.
Something to think about when we get back.
Very true.
They have done dividends for us. First the dragon, then the giant octopus. I mean, the only thing they haven't worked against was... Not really sure.
At the same time, we've had them with enough time that we could potentially, make some more of them, if we can figure out the recipe for the ignition source.
Truth be told, as long as we can just figure out... I don't believe any of the actual framework of the machines was damaged. Just have to see if the school actually got around to decommissioning that warehouse, though. Given the schedule and how hodgepodge the security's been without Morg... well, not without Morg, without Naylock around, I wouldn't be surprised if we could just go back in and turn the power on.
There's an idea.
Yeah, it's part of my ways to improve school security, but I need a place to be secret about, so decommissioned weapons factories work.
Fair.
I love how we're talking about high-grade explosives while this gentleman here is just listening to us.
I mean, he's the type that I don't think he's going to be saying anything to anybody. I mean, look at this boy. This boy is the type of person that he looks like the type that you take home to your family. He looks like the kind of guy that will treat you right.
Yes, he has strong gold bloom energy.
He really does have strong gold bloom energy.
I wait to judge. I have heard one sentence from this man. I would like to hear more.
Outer, it's been too long. It's good to see you. Hey, look at that. He's even lowering himself to get on our level. I thought your family were moving when they closed down Potato Palace. That's apparently the name of the restaurant.
Mm.
I've heard of a palace made of corn before, but never potato.
Mm-hmm. Funny how they call it the Potato Palace when we're literally inside of a palace right now.
Oh.
Iaptis says, yeah, a lot of people do not look up often enough. A lot of creatures took advantage of that in the forest.
So, we've got, looking up above for traps, looking up above for forest, looking up above for, underdark spookies. Is there any reason anyone should ever look down?
Yes.
Yes, water and falls. Cliffs.
Okay, that's, I'm gonna go ahead and just file that under the rhetorical question bin that got answered, and moving on.
Iaptis saying, look at his cheekies. It's like they never end. Hey, don't knock a man's cheek fluff. Well, I've been here for a while. I'm going to reopen Potato Palace. That's exciting. I'm sure you're up for it. Can I help in any way? Yes, I need furniture because my parents sold all my furniture.
I like his accent. Sounds familiar.
Well, I'm not a voice actor. Although I could probably use magic to change my voice.
I'm sure there's a multitude of ways you could get away with that.
Oh, yeah. Like, my voice as Aphira is completely different than my current voice.
You know, I have to wonder if Belky and her band would make use of something like that.
What's that, like voice modulation or the Ultra Self spell?
Both, honestly. I mean, I imagine that if you've got Ultra Self going up for a show of some sort, you could just about shape change it to anything you want to show what's going on in the background.
Oh, yeah. Like, imagine... And the best thing about Alter Self is as long as you keep concentration, you can continuously shift your form. So you could have one hellacious show where you're shape-shifting the entire time between sets.
Also, we had much more spells than we did when we first assisted them in any kind of concert. If any of us really helped, we could do so much more now.
Well, you all have spells.
I mean, you could throw a dancing sword. That'd probably wow a crowd.
Dancing sword's more of a... Oh, go ahead.
Never knock somebody that has limited spells, because that improves creativity in the use of spells.
That is, in fact, true. There's, truth be told, so long as you have a stick, a will, and a target, you could probably figure out pretty much anything you want to do to that target.
I'm used to assuming people I'm some big scary wolf. I can't help the way I look, can I? Ah, Daedalus. Thank you. Thank you for the 55 55? Wow. Must be some kind of an error in the system, but nonetheless, thank you.
Oh, no, of course.
I'm used... See? Look at this. This boy is tired of people assuming he's some big scary wolf. He looks like he needs a hug.
Again,
He
big old
definitely
boomerang.
gives... You know what he makes me think of? He makes me think of, he's the kind to cook you breakfast in the morning. And have a damn good pancake recipe to boot.
I'd be willing to test that out.
I bet you would.
What can I say? I've got. What can I say? I've got my types.
Careful now. We'd have dogs and cats living together. That might cause mass hysteria.
Some could see it that way. You'd be surprised how well a bull and a cat can get along.
I feel like I'm missing context, but okay.
Ah, you weren't there for that. So,
No.
during the a few weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago, there was a Blood Bowl game. It was our school versus a rival school, and most of us went. I think this is when you were dealing with a different situation. So, turns out, I don't know how it happened, but a riot broke out. I had nothing to do with the riot, by the way.
Surprisingly, actually.
Hey, I was there selling concessions. I see an opportunity, I take it.
Endair, you're good friends. I just assume you were at least some fault in everything wacky that or dangerous that happens. You're at about like a 35% along with Belky.
You know what? That's fair. That is perfectly fair.
But go ahead and continue.
So, one of the biggest players on the opposite team was a Minotaur. And, you know, I had my fun trash-talking the enemy team and distracting them to give our boys some assistance. Because I remember that Goldblum had some interactions with the Blood Bowl team. And it turns out I drew the attention of the Minotaur. I asked him out, and I proceeded to leave the arena with him as he carried me out. Like a trophy. His name was Phyllis. He was absolutely a gentleman on our date later that night. And he was the reason why I learned about the ley line.
Which we are very grateful for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Phyllis was the one that gave me the heads up about the ley line. He also gave me a couple of really good vegan recipes.
It seems you had a much better evening that night than I.
I can imagine, given the bits and pieces that I've learned about the situation henceforth.
True. Though I am kind of excited. I've plane traveled more times than I've ever thought. 3 times in 1 year.
I would definitely say that the company of a bull is preferable to the company of 3 mosquitoes.
Oh, yes. Especially when they're trying to act nice to you, but it's condescending.
That would depend on the quote-unquote mosquito, because who boy can a vampire be charming?
Oh, yes, they were very charming. In fact, they charmed me with a spell.
You know, that's the thing. People give necromancy problems when an enchanter is right there.
I mean, true, but most enchanters have to, like, deal with the fact that once anyone knows they're an enchanter, they're never inherently trusted.
I think it's mostly just because of, like, enchanters can be really messed up, but you want to know who's, like, if you get an enchanter that's gone bad, that's a full-blown supervillain. What you really want to know is who gets underestimated, though, are illusionists. A skilled illusionist is probably one of the greatest con men you'll ever run into.
Fair.
The necromancer will take your body, the enchanter will take your mind, and the illusionist will take you, your family, and your fancy shoes.
Unless your family's like mine, full of predominantly casters and 1 artificer.
Oh, you just haven't run into the right illusionist then.
I mean, true, but at that point, my parents are fairly capable in the realms of magic. Retiring adventurers typically are.
So active adventure.
Yeah, never underestimate a person that is old in a career that people die young.
Ain't that the truth?
I realize we've been doing this for over an hour and we haven't even opened the restaurant once. We're just some chatty bitches, but I enjoy sitting here and talking with y'all.
True. Also, we do a lot of talking whenever we're around each other.
Seems to be the case, yes.
That's kind of a good thing, though.
I was told my hyper-talkativeness was actually, like, very rare trait in most races, but apparently not. I just need to come to Strixhaven.
Potentially, but at the same time, every group is broken into introverts, extroverts, so on and so forth. I imagine that a lot of the more detail-focused folks would be coming to Strixhaven.
A fair
True.
point.
Plus, at
Though I
Strixhaven...
have...
Oh, I was just going to say on the subject of, like, dedicated upper casters, like, especially detail-oriented ones, there's, I'm going to butcher his name because I've only seen it really written on the board, but I've seen him around a bunch of times in the lab. Urzmatakt is a very skilled transmutation wizard from what I'm being told. Also, he's a second year, so I don't get to spend much time, like, getting a chance to talk to him about spells.
Now there's a school that could go any which way as far as, like, what they are and what they do. Transmutation is something else.
I mean, true. I've actually discovered that because I hasn't actually specified any one school, I have a lot of overlap in my spells between at least the schools that I must be gravitating to, and one of them is transmutation. Mostly just because that's one of the few meta magics I've been able to reproduce with my matrix.
Oh, interesting. Is that a tiny little chest?
Yes. Apparently, in every restaurant, you need a cash register or a till, a lockbox to be able to put your gold. I find it funny that my parents sold all the furniture but didn't sell the lockbox.
Well, clearly it was the most important thing.
You'd be surprised how often money is important to various different races, especially depending on where you come from.
That's a fair point.
Yes, just having enough of it can raise you up to nobility like my entire family.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then having a lot of dwarven contracts.
Money is one of those things where having it makes your life so much... The best way that I can describe money, it's like... Money is like water. When you have it, you don't think about it. But when you don't have it, that's all you can think about.
While that's entirely fair, there's also the rare instance where someone just doesn't need it. There's plenty of people who live off their land, live off their own work, or simply keep to themselves.
Very true. Although sometimes while there are people that are largely self-sufficient, not everybody is able to do everything, so they do need to get something from somebody. But at the same time, that's where a bartering community would be much useful.
That sounds like that'd be something very helpful for us right now, as we appear to be quite penniless.
I have over 2,000 gold.
Well, I wasn't referring to us here. I was referring to us in the magical network thing.
Ah. True. Do they have an in-game payment system? I might be able to help there.
I don't think that this is one of those kinds of experiences where you're able to funnel money into the game. I have seen where there is apparently some where you're able to do that kind of thing, but it's how to word this. Some people are not exactly happy that you can use you can funnel gold into the arcane network to get a better advantage over others that might not do so.
I never even thought there'd be competitive games or games you could play with other people. I mean, we've only just learned about them ourselves with me and, Iaptis. Why did I forget my sister's name? I feel terrible now. But, Professor Morg has us playing through this very scary game with all the zombies and undead. But, so, I asked him for a much nicer game, and he gave us a game that we're going to try to play tomorrow called My Friendly Neighborhood. So I hope that one's a much nicer game.
I've been glancing at you two playing that game as of late. It's, oh boy, it looks like something that comes out of a nightmare.
Oh yes, Evil Goldblum will haunt my dreams till the day I die.
Let me see. Open the customization mode and place a table and chair. Okay. Haha! Behold, table and chair. Reminds me when I first started out. Gosh, it's been so many years. All you need to do now is whip up some dishes to cook and serve for everybody. Here, while I was grocery shopping, let's see what you can make with this. Woman, did you just give me a throwing plate? Ah, Sensuna.
Well,
Enjoy the rest of your day, my friend. Thank you for stopping by. Iaptis says a skilled illusionist will make you question everything and lose it simultaneously.
You could be someone as straightforward as just a regular guy, or someone with a fishbowl for a head, and he'd still make your head spin.
Yeah.
I mean, I still think I wouldn't have that much of trouble with it, but that's, again, I always forget that not everyone can innately cast detect magic like me and my mother.
Just having
That might
magic,
make it worse.
having magic in your blood is absolutely insane. I imagine that's insanely useful.
I mean, yeah, it's basically how I was able to figure out how to become a wizard, because no one in my family's ever been a wizard before. And, well, my mother, my brother, and my older sister all are innate magical casters as sorcerers. And my father's an artificer, so he understands things in a completely different way. But luckily, drow nobles, very weird. They breed for very specific things. So since the day I was born, I was able to just see magic innately by focusing.
I apparently am somehow connected to the hells, so it's not that great on my end, but I mean, it was enough to get me into Strixhaven, so there you go. Oh, noodles.
Yep. Hashtag send nudes, as they say.
Oh, we're gonna get nudes in here? I'm out.
Noods. Not too bad for a first.
Actually, I actually do need to dip on out here for a little bit. I think I see Goldblum attempting to analyze some tapestry, and I think he could use some help.
Uh-oh. Yeah, you better get out there before he does something. I appreciate you stopping by, Salas.
Absolutely. Goldblum, you gotta make sure.
And there he goes.
Ah, well, I can stick around.
Wonderful.
Cooking is yeah, just like magic, cooking is a science.
Exactly. The saying goes, baking is a science, cooking is an art, which is very interesting for our group.
True.
You know, we should we should take a minute, you and me, and figure out, like a few recipes. Maybe that might give you something else to focus on. Although you have been very busy as of late.
Oh, yes. Did I mention that I actually got to meet a former protege of Professor Naylock?
You haven't. Given
Oh, yeah.
Given everything that's been going on, I've been kind of, giving you your space.
Yes, she was incredibly powerful, but she's someone like me who combines multiple fields of magic to a different kind of mastery. She's a card mage.
Like she... Oh, like, I think I've heard of something like that. Like she puts magic into a card and then throws the card and the spell comes out of it?
More like she's created a deck that can create a kind of illusion that can interact with the world. It's a combination of the three arts of transmutation, conjuration, and illusion.
Oh! Magical item creation, I get you.
Somewhat, though, I feel like it's more like different than that. It's hard to tell. I only got to meet her once, and we were trying to analyze a whole bunch of things, including that weird substance we found in the Mimic.
Yeah, that stuff keeps popping up. Like, didn't the frog spit that up too?
I believe so, yes.
Weird. I don't know, that stuff is kind of concerning at the same time.
Yes, I'll have to go back and address my notes from that day of what it actually is, but, it's just as confusing. Though we have so many things going on right now, it's hard to tell, like, what should take priority. That's kind of why I've been trying to just reinforce security as well.
Yeah. I can see that. Like, you're the type of person that you focus on the threats that are not seen. Whereas I focus on the threats that are seen. Which is very interesting that we're basically two sides of the same coin. But we focus on different things to keep our group safe.
True. Though I would argue I'm more focused on threats that are in the future, so that they never become threats.
And that is why you're the wise man of the group.
I would argue that's Salus because he can read people. I think you have to read people to be able to be wise.
So, the way that I see it is every member of our group has their designated role for the group. The wise man acts as counsel to give a different perspective than the tribal chief would have. The wise man's job is to potentially look into the future and potentially see future threats that are coming down the road, or potentially give a different insight than what the tribal chief might happen to have. Salus, his role, how to properly word this. Salus's role is to kind of back everybody up. Like, he's the one that watches everybody's back to make sure that something isn't going wrong. That somebody hasn't gone too far to... That folks haven't gone, like, too far and they're too far out on their own, you know?
Fair.
Then there's Belky. Belky is basically the diplomat of the group. She's the one that talks. Or she's the one that gets us into trouble. But any kind of a situation of trouble can easily be twisted and turned into our favor. Then you have Goldblum. Goldblum is our shaman. Goldblum is the one that deals with the medicines, the plants, the nature, the treatment. Apparently, Iapetus says that Salus overlaps a little with a strategist and a reconnaissance. He would also act very well in the role of the scout, the forward scout, the command strategist. A good strategist works along very well with a wise man.
Well, right now the only thing holding me back would be probably the number of spells I can prepare a day, because I have many things that can be useful, and I'm looking into some other stuff, but I can only cast so much a day.
Yeah, that's... Choice paralysis is often a difficult thing whenever it comes to a wizard.
Yes, also, after a certain level, ritual spells become rarer and rarer.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Almost like the stronger you get, the more you focus on being able to just shell out that power as fast as possible instead of focusing on conserving your time. But then again,
Yes.
ritual spells, they have a certain quality to them, you know?
True, I mostly like them just for their, ease of use. But my biggest thing is that, luckily right now, thanks to my matrix, I can always have any spell I inscribe in it be always prepared. So I've got that to my advantage. The problem is that I can only prepare them if a spell component of equal or greater value to some certain types of precious stones. That's why I need that stone from the ley line so badly.
Right?
Yes. Once I get a little bit more know-how how third level spells interact, at least with in the way of recording them within the matrices of stones, then I can maybe possibly upgrade it to have at least one more third level spell always prepared.
Interesting. Do you think that Goldblum might be able to help out with that, given that he's able to just produce gemstones from his body?
Well, he already did help out. The focal point of my matrix right now is actually from Goldblum. It still works. It's just a now a non-magical piece of, I believe it's amethyst.
Mm-hmm.
But at a certain point, I'm not sure he could create the type of stones of the rarity I would need.
Ah, right. You need bigger, more expensive gemstones that he might not be able to make, like sapphires, rubies, diamonds, so on and so forth.
Yeah, that's why having one of the value that we had was so important, because at that point I might be able to even do 4th level spells down the line, but it's a matter of my skill as a wizard at that point, which I'm still trying to cultivate.
Yeah, and those things take time, even for folks that have been growing it as quickly as we have.
Oh yeah, trust me, it was very hard to learn how to magically etch spell formula onto the lines of a diamond.
Oh yeah, I imagine it, because with my gauntlets, I've done something similar. I have imbued them with chaos.
Primordial, or there's lots of forms of chaos, I've been told.
I'm not quite sure what form they take. It's like with pure random chance, you know?
Well, I can't really say much to it. Unfortunately, I've been hitting a roadblock in the ways of conjuration. That's the only way that I could really try to quantify what chaos is if you try to get into it, at least from a planar perspective.
It'd probably be like basis of the universe kind of chaos, just random chance, because everything is broken down into, order and chaos, or law and chaos. Everybody in the most basic form falls into kind of like one of 9 categories, you know?
I mean, maybe. But then again, I think you're also forgetting that there's one other primordial force that actually weighs on both chaos and order.
Neutrality?
I was going to say time. Because without that, neither can grow.
Time and space is a very interesting factor into this equation.
Yep, I'm learning more about it from Professor Naylock. Apparently, I accidentally learned onto the basis of time magic.
Oh? Chronomancy?
Yeah, turns out that chronomancy has this, like, really, light, like, neonish green, magical signature whenever I use detect magic. But I kind of trace that back down because you also, transmutation at its base is also a different kind of green magic. It's only a much darker green. So it was transmutation mixed with other forms of magic at a certain point. It was both transmutation, conjuration, a little bit of evocation and illusion. It's basically kind of, again, a primordial force.
Interesting.
Yes, that's how I was able to make you do all that stuff on the boat. I was basically speeding up your ambient time so you were moving out of sync.
Yeah, I felt that. It felt like everything was moving incredibly slow at the same time. And the creature was moving so very... at one point it felt like the creature was moving even slower, which was very trippy to the senses.
Oh, I should factor that in next time I cast slow, because I was also altering the creature's time. Most of the creature.
Right. Which
yes,
is... What?
I was just going to say, I basically made it out of sync with time, but I was moving its time in reverse. So where it was trying to move ahead in time, it was basically, you were already gone.
Which, the perceptive nature of that was so unbelievably strange, because I was moving faster than I've ever moved in my life previously. And to me, everything and everybody was moving slow. And on top of that, in the middle of that fight, like, it seemed like some of the things that it was doing was just standing still. Because I'm guessing my speed was amplified, whereas its speed was negated.
Roughly so. It was hard for me to concentrate on that more than just maintaining two spells at once. I don't know how. I think something when we finished the puzzle box and that had that giant explosion of like primordial light. I was looking into that with my detect magic up, so kind of I think did something to my head. Yeah, I'm not able to do hardly anything while concentrating on two spells, but I can maintain concentration across two spells, which I have not found anyone else who can do. Not even in my mother's side of the family.
Oh no, I've never seen anybody that's been able to do that kind of thing. Like, maybe maybe with like a specific item or something like that, maybe strong, maybe, but I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, though it was just a matter of time before one of the spells failed, so I had to make the best of it.
Tell me curious, what have you been thinking about? What have you thought about the Palace and the Sultan?
I haven't seen much of it because I'm on Goldblum's back and under his collar, but very, very spacious. Like, I'm used to us being the biggest nobles around, but even then we were exactly royalty or anything. We were just, merchant nobles.
Right,
so this is very different.
You're upper class, whereas he's ruling class.
Exactly. We're not even... We are technically part of the landed gentry, but only just.
Right.
Yeah, we are noble born, but we do not have titles. We also don't have a standing army.
There are nobles that have standing armies?
Yes, Duke is a military title.
Huh.
Well, not so much standing armies, but they are like honor bound to raise a body of men in service to whatever lord they serve.
Right.
Yeah. Duke, Marquis, and a few others all are basically supposed to be different forms of ascended military nobility.
You know, this is not the first time that I've met royalty outside of Strixhaven.
Oh,
Back before, so before I came to Strixhaven, I went to another school, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to stay at that school for too long. Things happened that likely I'll go into in the future. But at one point, there was a prince that was at that school. I didn't know he was a prince at the time, but he was there for, I don't know, like broadening his cultural senses or what have you. Dude was... If Belky is charismatic, that dude was on an entirely different level, you know? He was a tabaxi, a Himalayan tabaxi. Although he didn't exactly have this as pronounced feline features as I do. I think that like somebody in his family may have crossbred or what have you. Like I don't think that his bloodline is as pure tabaxi as mine is, because he had kind of a more human face. But he specialized in swordplay. I think he called it a samurai.
Never heard of it, but then again, like, I did not get out of the house much. But luckily, I wasn't expected to, really.
Yeah, given that you were a noble, I expect that you wouldn't be able to go a lot of places without some kind of an escort.
Not so much. I'm the second-born son of a merchant class nobility, so I could have had some freedom. I was just too busy trying to have to learn how to be a type of, like, a caster that no one in my family is.
Right.
Also, I had to take lessons on, basic things that, you need for doing business with dwarves, like mine status, dwarven contracts, gem rarity, how to tell if a vein is good or if it'll lose its prosperity soon.
I can only imagine half the things that you had to go through growing up.
I mean, some people have piano lessons, other people have drow weapon training lessons.
Yeah. You had that, I had, hey, get low and stalk this boar with me. Don't let it hear you. And avoid the shambling mound. I hate those damn things.
Never heard of one. But that also being said, I have a very non-traditional family, so that's why we have family rules, because there's no other place for us to kind of base ourselves off.
What kind of rules do you have? I've heard that you mentioned some of them.
Oh, 1 second here. Just a sec. Well, let's see here. I can give you the entire history of how our family has dealt with dwarves in several rules.
Why not?
Which is, all right. Starting with my grandfather, never trust a dwarven contract unless you have a dwarven lawyer present. Never trust a dwarven lawyer unless you paid them from grandma. Never trust a dwarf from mama. And finally, dwarves are generally a lovely people from papa.
Definitely, that particular rule tells a lot about your family in just one fell swoop.
True. There's also the important rule, which is why if my parents ever come here, you can't ever tell this about me or Iapetus. The next member of this family to become an adventurer is getting disowned, grandmama.
Ah, okay.
Guys,
no idea what you're talking about. You're just a fine, upstanding student. We haven't gone on any adventures on paper.
I mean, truth be told, yes, but I still see this as adventures, and I think my dad's also proud whenever I send him letters about this stuff. Though also, you can never tell my mom, because if she finds out, she will also she will have similar sentiments to Grandmama. It's one of the few things they agree on.
Huh. You know, I did something recently. Iapetus says, I mean, I'm at school on a field trip. What adventure? There. One thing that I did recently, and if you want, I could probably make one for you too, is I found this. I made a magical chest that's connected to a different chest. So you open up the two chests and they have the same inventory with each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I took the second chest and I paid a delivery person to deliver it back to my home plane, so that anytime I put anything in the chest, my parents can immediately open it and pull the item out. You might want to be able to do the same thing for your father, or your father might be able to make something similar for you.
Fair. Though I'll also say, I feel like this is tempting for another Bagman scenario.
The difference between this and the Bagman is that the Bagman was able to get in through a bag of holding, which apparently somehow connected it. Apparently bag of holdings are connected to like the astral plane for some reason. Whereas the chest, the only thing that is connected in the chest is the other chest. So, granted, it is possible for something to come through the chest, but it's extremely difficult.
Well, I also not totally sure that the bag was connected to the Astral Sea, because you also need to know, in an attempt to save you, I did immediately cast Dispel Magic on the bag, hoping that it would dispel the pocket dimension. It did. So that might have just put you in the next closest plane.
Maybe. I don't know. Like, the handy haversack that I have, it seems like the plane that I was in, whenever you climb into the handy haversack, is much less spacious than the bag of holding, but it feels a lot more safe than the bag of holding. While all of you are more than welcome to grab a bag of holding, I'm never touching a bag of holding again.
Fair. Then again, we also now have the advantage of a floating disc.
True, but the floating disc doesn't last forever.
I mean, it lasts as long as I have 10 minutes to cast it, because I'm also not preparing that spell.
So you had your family rules as well. My father always had a couple sayings, and the biggest one that he always emphasized to me was, when dealing with other people, I think the one that he always said was, the bigger the smile, the sharper the knife.
Oh, you have a saying like that too?
Uh-huh.
Mom taught me an old drow saying. Always watch another drow's hands. That way, if they want to stab you in the back, they'll have to work for it.
I believe I remember you mentioning that one. It's interesting how... It's interesting how our families have similar sayings.
Well, from what it sounds like your like where you come from is about as welcoming as the Underdark in general. So I think there's certain amounts of cultural overlap.
Well, I know that my mother has been to the Underdark at some point.
She obviously did not meet any drow or duergar.
Well, she hasn't told me about it.
Well, she's also not a slave. That typically happens when above grounders meet drow or duergar. At least from what Mom tells me.
Right. Or at the very least, if she met them, she walked away from the encounter and they didn't. My My mom is scary. Like, she is way scary.
Same with my mother.
I like this aspect of this particular game.
The killing of chickens or hitting of trees?
Well, you have to collect resources. In order to collect ingredients, you have to go through this particular location and collect resources to be able to run your kitchen. It's basically a giant dungeon crawl. Although, the resources that I get are much easier to obtain. Because I just go to the school store and I buy what I need.
True.
Except for the rarer types of food. That is a lot of things over there.
Well, I might know someone who can help procure some things, but I don't know much. I've only had them help me with one thing, and that was getting my dartboard.
Oh? Who would that be?
The only goblin on campus.
There's a goblin on campus?
Yeah, he's in Silver Quill. I traded him my bed for a dartboard.
Huh.
I think he travels around with I think I've seen him around campus with like a large furbolg and another elf, but I can't tell what kind of elf.
Interesting. Although I imagine if there's anything that I kind of need to get, there's a couple people in my Future Entrepreneurs Club that might be able to be of assistance for me there.
Oh, fair. I didn't even realize we had one of those.
Yeah. There's only a few people.
I mean, you've already met one of my club mates extensively, and that's Misfid.
Yeah, she's the one with the giant wolf that's not, like, really a wolf, right?
Yes, and Bunche.
The thing, I don't know, that thing gives me the creeps whenever I look at it.
I mean, I do find it unsettling as well, but in all honesty, it's actually kind of nice having some that you can hang out with on the ceiling. Bigger issue is that whenever he licks me, I didn't smell like blood for an hour.
That's a little bit concerning.
And to be fair, considering from what Miss Fizz told me, they were just discovered living on campus in the Sedgemoor. So I'm pretty sure that they just hunt all their food. I don't even think they have an allowance or anything.
I mean, we did talk about people being self-sufficient earlier.
True. Plus, I also imagine even if it's only wolf-shaped, anything in Buche's size would require a lot of food. So probably if they're hunting their food, that's a lot of just like raw, like meat that they are consuming.
Yeah, like creatures that size tend to eat a lot in one sitting because that will allow them to go multiple days without food.
But yeah, I can understand why you haven't really met my other two like club mates.
We probably run in different circles.
Well, that and they're dog people.
Fair. I mean, I don't have anything against, like, you know, dog people. Just, you know, they're in different circles.
I mean, fair.
Let's see. The person that I was thinking about is Melodia and Grayson.
Yeah, haven't met them, but if it sounds like they're in an entrepreneurs club, then they're pretty far away from me. I make money as a tool. I don't really have a thing for business. That's more my brother's thing.
Yeah, makes sense. It's also understandable, given that you come from nobility, that you would have a different look of money than like other people would have.
Well, yeah. My grandma helped use my grandfather's knowledge to just become, like, fairly well off. And then when my dad returned home with my mother, they used her knowledge of the Underdark to become, like, basically find several mines before some dwarves could, and then sell the rights to the mining there to them. So that gave us a lot of, like, headway. And then my father patented a lot of new mining operations, as well as technologies, and that basically got us up to the point of nobility.
Right. Sometimes you gotta be opportunistic in your resource game. Let's see. Iaptis says part of the Hunter Association duties include culling pests, so Imbuche gets plenty of food.
I see. Yeah, I haven't met too many people at the lab, but that's because a lot of us are busy already having to do certain jobs. Though, one of these days, I'm going to find out what is leaving the slime trail in that building and make it cease, because I've nearly broken my neck at this point.
You might want to get some kind of enchantment on your shoes.
The thing is, I never know where it's going to be.
Right, but I imagine that there's like there's some kind of like enchantment that allows you to like not slip on things, you know? Like how the Blood Bowl players have cleats on their shoes.
I have to look into it.
Definitely something to take a look at. I mean, if you need something enchanted, I might be able to help out with that if I can figure out the correct enchantment.
Fair. Gonna look forward to when we get back to school.
Yeah, I feel that.
Well, that being said, I probably have to go check on some things. I think that there's now... Yep, it's Securitron 503 and Securitron 201. Yeah, I can get between those ones. I'm gonna go check out that warehouse. So I will talk to you later, my friend.
Until next time, Daedalus, you have yourself a good rest of your day, and I appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with me for a little bit.
All right, thank you.
Have a good one. Daedalus is a good lad. What's cooking? Nothing yet. Unfortunately, I've spent the last 2 hours just gabbing with my friends and, you know, not really doing anything or collecting anything, unfortunately. But I hope to be cooking soon. I do want to thank every single one of you for coming in, hanging out on my first going out with this entire thing. This is a very interesting aspect. You know what? I saw cheese and tastiness, and I kind of want that cheese. Oh, hello. That is a lot of stuff that is a lot of stuff that is moving over there. And I am largely full of supplies, so I think it's about time to flee this dungeon. Nothing wrong with that. Material grind is the name of the game in most times. Exactly. Especially to a crafter like me. Do games like this make you hungry? Sometimes, but at the same time, you know, cooking is my specialty. So if I ever get hungry, I can easily whip up myself something nice. Hello, soldier. We must not take the wonderful era of peace we have for granted. Exactly. It's not safe to stay out. Do get in at a reasonable time. Hello. Hello. I heard you recently visited the Green Ruins. There's some really useful materials, so I've made some fine furniture for you. If you got time, come by my shop. Thank you, Alder. Look at you. Aren't you cute? I was just thinking about the man that helped me the other night. He had the gentlest hands. Maybe this town can be a little boring. My husband is loyal to Pael and I to him. I need to get hardwood so I can build some furniture for a dessert party this weekend. Can you help? I'll give you the recipe for caramel cake. Oh, that looks good. Fluffy and sweet buttercream sandwiches and luxurious soft sponge lined with honey and toffee sauce. Desserts don't get any better than this. This is always a hit among my guests, and I'm sure you'll find some use to it. Okay. I don't have any hardwood right now. The twins left their toys outside again. I need to bring them in case it rains. Okay. And Olive refused to eat any vegetables. It's a small thing, but they won't listen to me. Maybe I'm just not a good mother. No, not at all. The thing is, kids are stupidly picky whenever it comes to food. Like, I have seen so many children get brought into the diner and refuse to eat anything but chicken nuggies. Mixing their vegetables with other things, like fried rice, like fried egg. It's actually from a recipe for papaya. Oh! Now that looks good. Let's go around and see if we can pick up a number of quests. Nothing here. Anything with Alder? Nope. Nothing with Alder, unfortunately. And looks like I ran out of time. Okay, and I'm guessing at this point I can just do whatever I want. Actually. Quest log is to open the restaurant. Fried egg, hardwood, and... okay. Unable to find a fellow townsfolk? Is shop closed for today? Sometimes it's important to remember everyone needs a break and might have different plans. Check the shops for their opening hours. Humbly welcome you to our shop. This is certainly a surprise. Palm, my friend, how have you been? Oh, Zinzu. How about you? How's your sister? I'm fine, and Nisha. And so is Nisha. Sure you remember, she's been always eccentric. This pair already reminds me of Daedalus and Iapetus. It's great to see you again. By the way, I'm reopening Potato Palace. How thrilling. It's lovely to have you in town again. Need some help getting the restaurant up on its feet. Definitely, and if you need boba and something sensible, I might need a few boba right now. Reopening Potato Palace, good friend back in town. Okay, so I'm not sure if these are dragon people or cow people. Always choose the most boring options. You can count on me. I've always got some really creative ideas. Let me show you what we got. Upgrade? Huh. So this is boba, apparently. It's bubble tea. Huh. Okay, so it's milk tea. So it's tea that's very milky, and it has some kind of bubbles at the bottom of them, from what this appears. Iapetus, what do you think? Do you think this would be something that you might want to try? I might be able to try to make something like this for you. Feel like trying my new chili milk tea? It's hot, hot, hot. Not many people like my boba experiments, but the best customers always come back for more. Okay. I would love to try that. Good. Then I will take a look and see what we can do. Oh, hello. Oh, look at you. Aren't you a tall glass of water? How'd you know my name? Who doesn't know the prodigal child of the Potato Palace? You're pretty well known around these parts. That makes sense, I suppose. I did grow up here. What about you? I've never seen you around before. Akilum? I'm here to fill the gap in the apartment and the market, so why not while you're here? I'm looking for spices. I heard this was a place to get some. It is indeed. Let's see if I can satisfy your desires today, little kitty. Ho, 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 ho! Now, my friend, you're starting to talk my language. We might have something in the cafe called a black tie. I thought you might like it. I'll have to stop in and give it a try. Ah, Lady Hyrule, greetings and salutations. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Endair. Although people really like that nickname that Registered Anon has given me, Bob, or better known as Big on Baking. It's a pleasure to meet you, my friend. Welcome in, welcome in. Glad to see you. I know. I know, Iapetus. Oh boy. Oh, he's got a flower. Oh, Lord. Green Lady, protect me from this man. He is about to steal my heart. I've always found Mother Nature's more compelling in her wonders. And I've traveled a fair bit. I haven't met anyone like you before. This sweet talker, I swear. It can be rather exciting to discover something or someone new, don't you agree? I wait for your next visit, little kitty. Okay, hello. Okay, plants merchant. We call it Mother Nature because it is feminine energy that gives us life. Our masculine energy is what drives us to act. Interesting. Pastel de nata. Oh, I love you. I love your style. Look at you. I'm quite invested in cosplay, dressing up as other people from other worlds. Some of my friends cosplay strange things, but I think it's a nifty way of seeing things from another point of view. Okay. Adventurer's belt and simple adventurer's backpack. Okay, I'm going to need to focus on you quite a bit. Scotty and I are mighty glad to see you in town again. It's been years. What you got, Oliver? Afraid I am. I got a big last-minute order, but I don't have enough wood to finish it. Give you a recipe for an omelet in exchange for your time. Okay. Well-beaten eggs, tenderly fried until golden and soft, with creamy insides and seasoned to savory goodness. Okay, what does the big man need? So the big man needs 10 wood. I can work on that. Crafted some innovative adventuring tools recently. Are you interested? And you need some newfangled gadgets for edible experimentation. Oh, this girl after my heart. Just basic equipment. It's a little dull, but what do you need? Brilliant Brigette, master of modifications for nothing. Oh, she got the alliteration too. I believe everything needs a bit of tinkering depending on whether you want speed or power. Oh, by the way, I got a new invitation out back called the Fire Thrower. Want to check it out? Yes. Yes. Let's see. Deba knife. Smackerel. Egg timer bomb. Okay. Swordfish. Gloves. Boots. Okay. This gal here got the loot. Yeah, she do. Alright, let me get the 10 wood for the goodest boy. Alright, Alder. Let me give you this wood. has everything I need. Before I forget, here's the omelet recipe I mentioned earlier. Omelet recipe, get! I gotta go build them tables now. Stay safe. Quest complete. Alright, we got a little bit before the lunch rush. I think that's the lunch rush. Sweet, sour, umami, salty, and bitter. Okay. Fatty meat, pale meat. Okay. You know what? I think it's about time that we open up the shop. We got a little bit of supplies. Time to get some gold. Unfortunately, we only got one person, and Alder isn't at his shop. So let's open up and see what we can do. Ooh, steamy chicken, okay. I'm sorry, man, we only got one table. Oh no. Oh, people are going to be mad. We only got one table. Thank you. Oh, people are mad. Folks, I'm sorry. We only have one table. We'll be getting more tables soon, I promise. Hey, that's a lot of gold. Okay, so we got some chicken, we got some of that stuff. Definitely gonna have to upgrade and get more tables as quickly as possible. Especially with this lunch rush, because there are a lot of people here waiting for me. And I hate seeing people go hungry. I wonder just how many tables I can put inside of this shop at the same time. Absolutely, Alder's going to be getting a lot of work from me. We've already made a couple hundred gold. Hopefully that's enough to buy another couple tables and chairs. On top of that, I need to go on another run to try to get more loot. Okay, so we got 7 dishes. We earned about 300 gold. That's not bad. What's this? The owner of Potato Palace. Congratulations on your first day. I was one of the many patrons today, and I loved your service provided. I think the place is exactly what the town needs to rejuvenate the community spirit. So here's a tip to encourage you. Your parents would also be very proud of you, and don't forget, there are many people who are like the amazing Biscotti, who are willing to help you along your way. This is just a humble beginnings, love an anonymous supporter who isn't your best friend. That's absolutely, totally not my best friend trying to encourage me. Totally not my best friend. Oh, good. Alder is not where he needs to be. He is still over there. Alright. Then I guess we'll run the restaurant for a while. Above game, this reminds me of last night. I had a Dairy Queen coupon expired today, but this place had its lobby closed and the speaker wasn't working on the drive-thru. People were pulling up to the window, had to order there. They only had 2 people working at the restaurant, and that poor kid was taking orders through the window way out of his depth. I get that. Sometimes people are just trying to do their best. And they have to adapt to situations. I'm sorry, but you're asking for things that I don't have currently in stock. If I don't have it in stock, I can't give it to you. I am so sorry. Exactly. Let a man cook. I look forward to being able to upgrade my kitchen. Because I imagine eventually I'm going to be able to upgrade my kitchen a lot quicker. I'm going to be able to have a lot more storage and cooking locations and tables. Yes, I'm sorry, I only have one table. The carpentry shop is not open today, so I can't get new tables. I am just one cat. Look at me. I'm one cat in a room with one table. Unless you want to eat at the bar, there's nothing I can do. Be mad if you want. You're asking for things that I don't have. I don't even have the recipe for bread right now. I'm out of tasty stew. I mean, like 1,200 gold in a single day of work is not bad at all. So the plan is update my bag, get more tables and more chairs, upgrade the shop, and get more supplies. Because it seems like this is a giant loop of go hunting for ingredients, run the shop to get gold, and then use that gold to upgrade supplies so you can hunt better. Oh, hello. You're just in luck. I was just about to close the store, and you don't want anything that I can make. Okay. Go away. Restaurant is closed. Hey, look at that. 400 gold. That's not bad at all. Let's have a walk around town real quick to see if there's anything and anybody to talk to. Hello, nobleman. Nope, everybody's in bed. Time to go to sleep. Last minute customers can be bad, especially if they show up last minute and just want to stay around forever, especially when the diner's closing. Depending on exactly who the customer is. Like, we get plenty of interesting types at the diner. But I don't know why, but the mind flayers, the illithids, are the ones that creep me out the most. Like, they stare at me for some reason. It's the way that they look at you that just, it feels weird. You're not doing too badly. Yeah, trying to wrap my head around everything, but I'm getting the hang of it. If you add a few more menu items and a couple more tables, I think this could be a real success. I only did this because it would have been a shame to close down the restaurant. Besides, serving old customers is enough for me. Oh, look at this lad. Excuse me, are you the owners of Potato Palace around? They're not here, but Palm is. She is the new owner. You've inherited the restaurant? Wow, you look rather young. I've spent years as an independent adventurer. There's nothing I can't handle. Really? Have you earned any income yet? That's not much, but it's something. Impressive, and you're confident in running this business on your own. You're asking a lot of questions, and I am suspicious. I'm doing it right now, aren't I? Who are you, anyway? I'm from the Pale Tax Office, and you have a massive debt that needs repaying. Of course I do. course I have a massive debt that needs to be paid, because why not? From the sound of things, you look like you can handle the responsibility. I'm relieved. Well, actually, what? Kindly pay the office 2,000 gold coins, so the premises will be repossessed and sold to the highest bidder. Good day. Wait, he can't do that. School take away his place so many people loves, but it sounds like your parents owed a lot of money. Jimmy, get the blunderbuss! My guess is the stairs are because you smell like yummy food and are cute, big, and fluffy in there. True. I mean, absolutely true. I do make my cooks smell like delicious foods just to make people hungry. Sir, I can barely afford bread. How about you? How dare you? I would need to earn a lot of revenue from what you can get right now with the occasional old customer. Will you help me with this? Who else is going to be reliable and resourceful as me? Well, it looks like we got business to take care of. Okay. I don't have that right now, but you have a quest for me. Fennel Princess. They're always surprised when I tell it's my favorite tale growing up. Oh, you have a quest. What is your quest? I was wondering if you had time to assist me in a little matter. Sir, please show me papers. I want documentation about my debts, clearly. I took this job because being a teacher doesn't pay for shit. I don't live in a house. I live in a magic tower. What do you expect from me? Man, that'd be something to live in a magic tower. I live in a dorm room. I'm trying to find tasty spice for my concoction. If you do this, I'll share with you my favor for chasu ramen, which I picked up in my travels. Oh, damn! Look, that looks good. Homely dish with hand-pulled noodles and warm, rich broth. The taste is elevated with slices of succulent pork, braised in a dark soy sauce. So I need 10 tasty spice. Oh, good. The big man is here. The big man is in. Apply a beginner pot. Table. Oh, good. Indeed. I agree. I do like the fact that they acknowledge the fact that he is so much bigger. Okay, and then the chair. And window here. Okay, and then that and that. That goes there. Put that there for now. Okay, I see. I see what's going on. Looks like I'm going to have to go out again. Looks like I need a lot more wood. Ah, codename Chaz. Hello. Thank you for 55 months of Tier 1. Much appreciated, my friend. Your patronage is greatly appreciated. Ah, yes, I have to smack various things to try to get things. Ooh, lots of chickens over there. Haha! There's the wood I need. Let's see, where do I know that name? Codename Chaz. Wait a minute. Aren't you an explorer of various multi-dimensional locations, like, what is it called? The back rooms, I believe? I heard that recently you've been exploring a location called the back rooms with a particular group of adventurers. How's that been going for you? Go, magic anime child, go! Indeed. apparently that was Chaz 742. Apparently it went well from reports. You have multiple of yourself? Interesting. Ah, simulacrums. I understand. Ooh, big boar. Give me some meat. I love boar meat. Gimme, gimme. Gimme, gimme. Ah, multiverse theory. I get you. From what I understand, the multiverse theory is, in fact, a bitch. Well, nonetheless, I do hope your travels are fruitful, my friend. Gods know we all need a little bit of success in this day and age. I will admit the strength of this young tabaxi lass is rather impressive. She's breaking stone. I told my mother that corn is a fruit and it warped her entire world. Interesting. Believe it or not, a banana is a berry. That will also mess with people. At this point, best we can hope for is avoiding accidentally removing a chain in the multiverse and wiping out a line of choices. I can only imagine how hectic that would be. I want to know who here makes cookware. That spatula is strong enough to break damn rock. Apparently, there's a lot of very interesting tools for this, and you'd be surprised how efficiently you can make a tool if you know how to make it and what you're doing with it. I don't think I need more rock, but I don't need more wood. Or I need more wood, but I don't need more rock. Drink my boba tea. Restore some health. Useful. Very useful. And it looks like this is a wood run because I need to get more wood for tables. More wood, more tables, more customers. I get rid of the orichalcum for now. Not sure who Endair is, but I certainly hope he wouldn't block me on Twitter. I think she might be a rogue in training. Very quick on her feet, but she strikes hard with that sneak attack. Could be. I mean, who else would be great with a knife than a rogue? $80 kills. Not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, that took my entire day. I hear a zipper and I hear what sounds like running water. Grab one, grab stack. There we go. Battlesmith. Battlesmiths are interesting. I'm a different kind of artificer. And I have 800 gold. And let's see if I can get more tables and chairs from Alder. Are you running out of space for furniture or your customers? Is the restaurant too small? Visit your resident carpenter. It takes 2 days to upgrade your restaurant. Alright, understood. And let's do a path around and check. There's Alder. That means I have... Alright, and what does it cost to upgrade my shop? Perfect. That means I have 125 gold left and not much else. Who are the merchants? Okay, the tailor. Okay, so I need to get gold. So that sounds rather perfect because I'm ready to open the shop for the day. I don't know who this Endair fellow is, but he sounds like a classy lad indeed. Haha! What improvement! And now I have quadrupled my productivity. Huzzah! Always work on improving your productivity. Always be upgrading. Extend your lot by a single inch. That'll be 2,000 gold, please. Yeah, tell me about it. Although always pay your craftsmen. Ain't got bread. Sorry. Learn and implement said knowledge to advance in whatever holds your passion. Exactly. I am terribly sorry you are asking for things that I do not have. If I have it, you are more than welcome to order it. There's an idea to increase productivity. So if I turn this cooking pot sideways, I could fit a second one in here. Which would be a very good idea. Unfortunately, I'm starting to run out of supplies. I have an epiphany. Menu board, so these folks stop ordering what you don't have. Oh, mood. Actually have a menu? That'd be a brilliant idea. At the same time, these people know what I'm ordering because if I have it, they just wander over and sit down, then order from what I have. I think these people are just trying to be difficult. Just pulling your tail? I hate when people pull my tail. I also hate when people grab me by the whiskers. I can feel that. Especially when there are assumptions based on, like, who you are, based on your species. Like, people look at me and they assume that, you know, hey, he's a cat. He must like yarn and fish and... You are very flamboyant. Wanted poster mom, wanted poster dad. Oh. Gimme. Ah, Welsh93, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Oh, good. I think I have a new row. I humbly request that you stretch and take a sip of a liquid. Very well. Oh, that is good. Oh. Feel those joints pop. Ah. Hello there, Lady Catherine Fay Queen. Ah. More nobility. Funny how I keep running into nobles. First the prince at my old school, then the sultan, and now a queen of the Fae. And then there was all the founders of the school. It's not really my calling per se, but I don't mind having one. Not everyone needs one, but then it's just me. I've always been content with the mundane. It's too late for now. I'll set out tomorrow. Really? Alright then, give me Great, I can't even afford bubble tea. Fine, you know what? I'll open up the restaurant for the dinner rush. With the few supplies that I have left. I don't have those. I do need to go gather more ingredients tomorrow because I am out of a lot of stuff. Hey, you'd be surprised depending on how it's seasoned. I mean, look at this thing and tell me it doesn't look good with all the seasonings and fixings and dipping sauces. That's why I made so much money. I see the various recipes have different prices. I mean, you can't tell me that half the stuff that I'm cooking does not look delectable. Like, these noodles look straight fire. The boiled pork looks so good with the glazing. A nice boiled egg. Can I offer you an egg in these trying times? And of course, noodles is a good comfort food for anybody. Yeah, I feel you. I'm getting hungry too. Oh no. Where the hell do you think you're going? You're not going to dine and dash on me. I had to smack you with my spatula. Thinking you can dine and dash on me. $12 dishes, 300 gold, 30 tips, 30 silver and tips. That's not bad. I do need to go collecting tomorrow, though. How very dare thee. Exactly. Just smack them with that ice staff just a little bit. Teach them a lesson. Thankfully, we managed to catch them, and they did pay. I hear you're gaining more customers. Restaurant's growing with a reputation to celebrate. I made you some new furniture. I certainly hope that furniture's free. Rugs, huh? I love these merchants' style. How much does it cost to upgrade? 1,000 gold, huh? I see Alder is working on things. Yes, give me the peppers. Give me spice. Give me my ingredients. It would appear that these chickens are cowards. I don't blame them. I'd be running from me too. That looks like something over there. Very true. Better to run than to die. Like my father always said, you can't make a deal if you're dead. Nice. That's going to be helpful. Not sure if I should be focusing on getting more wood, but I suppose it never hurts. Exactly. Otherwise, you run out of wood, and you won't be able to increase your shop. You won't be able to upgrade your shop. You won't be able to get more supplies. You won't be able to get more tables. Not to mention, we've got Alder working on the shop as we speak, so hopefully there's going to be more room and more abilities to put more supplies in there. The interesting thing is, it kind of gives you an idea of what you can harvest and what you can't, because there are sparkles if you can harvest it. Haha. Nope. Oh, you are fast. Oh, you are fast, but you dropped a lot of good stuff. Okay, so have to stick and move. Unfortunately, we're running out of supplies. We're running out of room. So I may get to the point where I have to choose what I want to get. Oh, that was a good haul. Alright, so should I fall back? Funny you say that. Unfortunately, I've had experiences with bags of holding, and personally, I refuse to have one on my person ever again. Now, I'll have a handy haversack or a chest with an expanded inventory, but I refuse to ever put a bag of holding on my person again. Not after the Bagman incident. Oh no. No, no, no. There is zero desire to let that happen again. Like, after that thing grabs you and drags you into another plane of existence, yeah, you don't want to have that happen again. Nothing over here. Now, given that I have I am largely filled up, do I want to leave or do I want to continue to explore and risk it? I imagine that if I fall in this particular dungeon, I'm going to lose a lot of my supplies. I imagine that's a trap of some kind. I'll at least take a look at what's on the next floor. And see if it's largely the same or not. Oh, that's going to be useful. I'll take that fatty meat any day of the week. Fatty meat is good. Like boar, like roasted boar is my favorite food. You cannot beat good roasted boar. anything that I want to get rid of for more chicken? I mean, eggs. But I've got a fair bit of chicken as well. I kind of want to get more leafy greens. You know that if I can lure those creatures over here, I might be able to take them out safely. Ow. Ow. Alright, come on. This way. Alright, big boy. Over here. Nope. It is time to run away. I have 14 hit points, and I am out of healing potions. It is time to get away. That is not a bad run. That is not a bad run at all. 95 kills. I got that pothead, a boar, a bunch of chilies, 9 tadpoles, 55 chickens. A good run indeed. And I'm going to do a quick go through of the town, see if there's anybody around, but I think that is where... I think that is a good point as any to call it for an evening, because I got some cooking to do. I got to catch up to Daedalus, Salus, Iapetus, Goldbloom, and Belky, and I got to make dinner for everybody. Who knows? Maybe I'll even make dinner for the Sultan tonight. Let me go ahead and grab a stack, grab one. There we go. Of course, you have to be sure to sort everything properly. I have to edit furniture. And if I can edit you, and I can rotate you, put you right here, and maybe... Right, this place only stores one. Okay. Save it. Store everything. And I think this, if I see any spice vendors, I'll bring some back for you. Hey, that is appreciated. No doubt there is plenty of spice vendors in the market. But I think Daedalus, when Daedalus and Iapetus do this, there's some kind of a mechanic to send people over to somebody else that is good. Let's see. I see somebody. My friends, I want to take a moment and I want to genuinely thank each and every single one of you for coming in, hanging out, having fun with this in my first attempt in playing this game. So I want to thank you all, and tune in next time. I don't know when I'm going to do this again. I might be doing this very soon, depending on what everything is going on here. But have some fun, and send Nero Napier my regards, whoever they may be. But have a good one, y'all. And until next time, have a goodbye.